everybody. Dave Brown right here at ringside, ready to go with all of these folks for another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. By the way, Michael St. John taking the day off today. He'll be back with us next week. Today, superstar Bill Dundee will be here in the opening match. A little bit later on, yes, the Texans are here today, too. Stunning Steve Austin, Dr. Tom Prichard, and the flamboyant one, Eric Embry, all will be around today, I'm afraid. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert will be here a bit later on, as will Danny Davis, and we will update the Jerry Lawler situation. All of that's coming up. We'll be back to get things going in just a moment. In the ring right there, you see Sergeant O'Reilly. Sergeant O'Reilly awaiting his opponent. Here he comes, the superstar. Bill Dundee has made his way into the area. He has a word or two of greeting for some of his fans over there as he turns to the ring. This one-fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up. Paul Neighbors, the referee. He'll try to keep them separated in there. O'Reilly, look out, jumps Dundee from behind, even before the bell sounds. Sergeant O'Reilly, boy, this guy has been in some matches with some tough partners. But with tactics like that, someday he's going to learn what you do is just make your opponent mad. And you don't want to make Bill Dundee mad. He's tough enough when he's on a pretty even keel in the ring. You make him mad, and he gets absolutely vicious. He grabbed Sergeant O'Reilly and hasn't let up since. We are about 30 seconds into the action. Dundee around behind in a sleeper position. Dundee has a very good sleeper hold that he's developed over the years. He's got O'Reilly in it right now, and it looks like this may very well be it. Referee Paul Neighbors is there checking. He holds up that arm, and it kind of flops down, and I think that's going to be it. Yes, sir. The sleeper hold wins it for Bill Dundee. He really didn't waste much time at all. The time on it, 48 seconds total. And as we said, I think O'Reilly would have certainly lasted longer in the match if he hadn't tried to jump Dundee even before the bell sounded. Well, I tell you what, let's take a look at some action involving Bill, Downtown Bruno, Stunning Steve Austin, and J.C. Ice, which occurred this past week.
The J.C. again, scoops him up, slams him down hard. J.C. Ice goes up to the top rope. Bill Dundee shakes the rope from the other side of the ring. J.C. able to get up, but Bruno able to move out of the way. J.C. finds no one at home. Bruno makes the tag. So does J.C., the superstar in, working over Stunning Steve Austin. Uptown Bruno in on J.C. Ice, baby. Stunning Steve fires Dundee across the ring. J.C. Ice pulls Bruno up, has his feet on the bottom rope for leverage, gets the pin cover on Uptown Bruno. And look at that. Bill Superstar Dundee pulling the tights down of J.C. Ice, baby, and spanks him right in the center of the ring. Stunning Steve climbing up into the ring with a metal chair, going to try to get Dundee off of J.C. Ice. Dundee able to scoot on out of the ring.
Well, the crowd here certainly approved of what you did. I hope it does some good, Bill.
Well, I do, too. And he went on just exactly what he is. You've been a spoiled brat all your life, and I've told you, Jimmy, I have took all the blame for it. Now, listen to what I'm telling you, son. Please listen. You started off with the dirty white boy. Gone. Then you got hold of Jeff Gaylord. Gone. Then you got the stunning one. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's all big, muscled, whatever, and he couldn't do what you said he was going to do. But he's still here, so I guess he's still filling your head. But he never did what you said he could do. So, if you just... And then I told you, son, in front of all the world, I was going to paddle your little hiney, and I did it. Now, all I'm saying to you is, Jamie, it ain't too late. So I know you can hear me, so...
Here he is.
Oh, well. Look, Daddy, I just come out here today. Yes, sir, I did. I come out here for me to talk to you man to man and tell you that I know that I've done wrong. You know that there's roads when you go down the way and in some part some way and some part others. And
I know I fought it the wrong way. And I just want to come out here and apologize and tell you that, you know, you're my dad, man. And I just, like you said, I'd like to go home and just talk about it, man.
Yeah, okay. Now do it. Bless your heart.
Oh, no. The Texas Hangman.
Ever embarrass me again, Dundee? Don't you ever do to me what you done to me in front of all them people, man. Because you talk about friends. I got big friends, bad friends, and I got lots of friends, and I got friends coming by the dozens day, man. Because I ain't nothing nice, man. True, but
Jamie Dundee sets him up and then calls his friends out here, the Texas Hangman, to jump Bill from behind. Oh, boy, I tell you, this kid is... run Bill into it. Come on, Jamie, get him out of here. Don't you think that's enough? Jamie taunting his father as he leaves there. Jamie Dundee wants to be known as J.C. Ice. Well, I tell you what, he comes out here and it... Oh, will you get out of here? I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll be back here in a moment. In the ring, it's Don Kelly and T.D. Steele, his partner. T.D. celebrating things a little bit here as their opponents, yeah, here they come, making their way in. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Tom Prichard stunning Steve Austin and trailing them with that aluminum briefcase that he carries around. Tojo Yamamoto. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. Paul Neighbors, the referee, with the instructions. We get the warm-up jackets handed out of there. Get it down to 1 against 1. And this tag team match will be underway. Who's going to start? Looks like Dr. Tom Prichard will start against Don Kelly. Prichard. His partner, stunning Steve Austin. Both of them out of Texas. Both of them mean. You add Tojo Yamamoto, who I've often heard described as the meanest man in the history of professional wrestling. Well, I tell you what, he can be. Now they double up on Don Kelly. Tom Prichard then raises his hands as if to say, I'm leaving referee, and he steps outside. Stunning Steve. This guy's big. He's strong. He was the 1990 Rookie of the Year. There's a count of 1, 2. Oh, he picks him up. I don't know if he could have held him for a 3 count or not, but he picked Don Kelly up by the hair. Makes the tag on Dr. Tom Prichard. Prichard using the bottom of his boot against the back of the head. And also, I think maybe you notice Prichard hanging onto the rope there. A little extra downward pressure. A little momentum builder. Also illegal. Didn't seem to bother him too much. There's hair pulling again by Dr. Tom. Don Kelly fired into the ropes, and Prichard. Whoa, was he waiting for him when he came off those ropes? Don Kelly's been in there all the way for his team. Oh, well, maybe not for long, as Dr. Tom Prichard throws Kelly into the corner, and he makes the tag on T.D. Steele. T.D. comes out, a little fancy footwork. Prichard backs him onto the rope. Oh, nails him in the midsection with a fist. Prichard sets him up. Stunning Steve Austin. Nailed him with a clothesline as T.D. was coming off the ropes. He fires him again into the ropes. This time, T.D. ducks under. Flips. Well, he can't get Steve Austin off his feet. He was going for the sunset, but couldn't do it. Austin, with those big, powerful leg muscles, was able to hold him off. Oh, we talk about a power slam with some momentum coming off the ropes. Austin just hammered him down to the mat. Makes the tag, and here's Dr. Tom Prichard. Prichard snaps him up. Brings him back with that suplex. Whoa. Rugged bunch. Count of 3. That's it. Oh, I got to tell you, this is some kind of rugged bunch we're dealing with here, this Texas group. Tom Prichard stunning Steve Austin and Tojo Yamamoto.
You're not working by the hour, and it's not easy when you're in the ring from anybody that comes from Texas. Now, let me tell you this. I've been hearing a lot of rumors going around here that Jeff Jarrett has got some kind of mystery partner. That Jeff Jarrett has gone and found somebody that he thinks can take care of his job for him. Well, let me tell you something, Jeff Jarrett. When you look at Tom Prichard, you look at Tojo Yamamoto, you look at Eric Embry, you realize that you're not dealing with just your average wrestler. Now, you see, we have got in our presence the greatest, probably the most promising young wrestlers coming in professional wrestling today in stunning Steve Austin. You see, a good teacher doesn't always try to explain his vision, but a good teacher will just ask you to stand beside me and try and see it from my point of view. So, Jeff Jarrett, you can get Frankenstein for all I care. But with stunning Steve Austin or Eric Embry or Tojo Yamamoto in the same corner, it doesn't matter who you got. You're not coming up anything but roses, man. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about highway robbery for a minute. Let's talk about Monday night. Last Monday night in Memphis, Tennessee, when Jeff Jarrett stepped into a cage with me and found out that when you step into any kind of ring, it's not an easy night for you. And not only did I knock Jeff Jarrett out and show everybody in Memphis, Tennessee just what he was made of, I showed everybody all around the USWA that when you get in the ring with us, we're not just playing, boys. So with stunning Steve Austin standing beside me and Tojo Yamamoto, you put Eric Embry in the mix. I see nothing that could go wrong for us.
Well, maybe not, and you can talk about it all you want to. We've got some videotape of that cage match, and it wasn't exactly maybe the way you remembered. Let's watch the video right
I know what
Well, we're going to watch it.
Classic confrontation with Texas versus Tennessee. These two have gone at it in previous battles before. In some of the wildest confrontations for the Southern Heavyweight title ever. The Golden Boy off to a great start. Jarrett with a series of chops sends Dr. Tom outside the ring onto the floor. Grabs a hold of the tights, backs Jarrett into the rope, fires him across the ring, shoulder tackle down. Prichard back up. Prichard with the leapfrog, but Jarrett, a flying press, 1, 2. A count of 2. Prichard able to kick out of there. Runs the Golden Boy's head right into that steel cage. Prichard again slams his head into the steel cage. Prichard going after Jarrett. Outside on the floor. Runs his head into the steel cage one more time. Prichard firing away. Has the Golden Boy in bad shape. Blood flowing. Tom Prichard just takes Jarrett's face, runs it right into that steel cage. Looks to the crowd, gonna set him up for a belly-to-back suplex. Sends Jarrett up, slams him down hard to the canvas. Prichard goes to slam Jarrett's head in. Jarrett reverses it. Jarrett running wildly now with Prichard to all 4 corners of the steel cage. Slams his head right down into it. Fires him back up into the ring. Jarrett going up to the top rope. Comes out flying front. Prichard rolls Jarrett over, grabs the tight. A count of 2. Jarrett firing away on Dr. Tom Prichard. Has him busted open. Prichard with a thumb right in the eye of Jarrett. Jarrett turned around, butted heads with referee Paul Neighbors, the referee down. Tom Prichard loads something up on his boot, but Jarrett in from behind scoops him up. Prichard able to kick out of it, grabs the tights of Jarrett. Jarrett over on Prichard. They have a new USWA Southern Heavyweight Champion. Jarrett coming out victorious in one of the roughest cage matches. Prichard going outside the cage after Jarrett. Jarrett was on his way out with the title. Prichard attacks him. Starts pounding away. Golden Boy fires him in. Jarrett ducks the clothesline. Fires away on Prichard. It's fist to fist. Toe to toe. As both men brawl it out in the center of the ring. Look out, Jarrett. The Texas Hangmen. Stunning Steve Austin. Coming into the ring now. All four of them in there now. Pounding away on Jarrett. As Jarrett was on his way out of the ring, Prichard caught him from behind. Prichard going after the top rope. Off the top rope. Elbow right across the throat and neck of Jarrett. Jarrett down now in a bad spot as the Hangman, Steve Austin, Tom Prichard continue to pound on Jarrett.
Well, you saw what was happening there with all the Texans and Jeff, but here he is right here. And I think the important thing is he does, in fact, have that Southern Heavyweight title. Got it in his hand right now. Jeff Jarrett greeting the fans as he heads this way. We're going to get a few words from him and maybe talk a little about this mystery partner he's got signed. I don't know if Jeff's ready to reveal who that mystery partner might be or not, but Jeff, first, congratulations on having that Southern title in hand.
You know, Tom Prichard, I guess you didn't really agree before you saw that tape. It's just exactly the outcome of that match. But as you can see, the belt's back around where I personally think it should be. But not just being the Southern Heavyweight Champion, I don't believe it's going to solve my problems. Because until I get rid of these guys, they're going to keep coming in and interfering in my matches. If I have other title shots, I'm sure Prichard or Austin or the Texas Hangman or Eric Embry are going to try to interfere. Well, guys, yeah, that's right, Tom Prichard. You said I had a mystery partner. And I was going to wait till I got in the ring to just let you find out who it was going to be. But no, I'm going to tell you right now, Prichard, because I'm bringing in a guy that I know real, real well. He's done everything in the book to me. He's broke Coke bottles over my head. He's used chains, chairs, tables, kendo sticks, and the list goes on and on. And I guess I would have to say he is probably the toughest guy that I've ever faced. And that's right, it's the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller.
Boy, Jeff, look at this.
Over there, that's right. Right here in this very studio is when I got carried out, and he broke my arm. And that's right, it set my career back a couple of months. But Prichard, Embry, Texas Hangman, Steve Austin, yeah, you're all a bunch of Texas goose. Well, Robert Fuller, he's got something, and that's about the only thing we do have in common, and that's Tennessee pride. And he calls himself the Tennessee stud. And I can guarantee you one thing, when he gets in the ring, he doesn't care about rules. He doesn't care about anything but kicking butt. And that's exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to start with you two guys, Prichard and Austin. So you better get ready. Because when I get in the ring, and when the Tennessee stud steps in that ring, you two guys are in for a heck of a fight.
All right, well, Jeff Jarrett, I don't know. gotta wonder with a guy like the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller, coming in here after what he has done to Jeff so many times. But he is tough, and he does have that Tennessee pride, as Jeff said, no doubt about it. Matter of fact, let's hear what he has to say about the whole thing. Here's Robert Fuller.
I received a phone call at my ranch house over in eastern Tennessee the other day that shocked the living heck out of me. It's one I never thought I'd get. It was from Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, you know, I don't know how you got my number, or you must have went to a lot of trouble to do it, and I know you got some serious problems over there. It seems there's a couple of guys from Texas, this Prichard and Austin, that figure that they're tough enough to run down the state of Tennessee and then come right into that state, double jump, probably the toughest guy in the state. When I first came to Tennessee, I judged Jeff Jarrett as a punk. But after wrestling him in a year's feud, the darndest fight I ever had in my life, all across 5 states, I realized that I'm wrestling a heck of a man here. And that I decided that I'm going to come in to that area to be Jeff Jarrett's partner. And I'm going to guarantee you this. You know, you may figure you got your differences with me there in that state, but Jeff, you're not going to have the problem with me. The problem's going to be with Prichard and Austin. And boys, I'll tell you what, me and Jeff Jarrett's going to kick up a lot of dirt there. And when it settles down, Jeff's going to be darn proud he chose a stud of his partner. And everybody in the state of Tennessee is going to go right along with the feeling. Jeff, you can look at me when that match is over, boy, and you can say, stud, I love you.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone. Pretty good description of Robert Fuller, the Tennessee stud. Hey, I want to take just a minute to update you on the situation about Jerry Lawler, as we promised we would. The doctor has sent the medical records as they were requested by the USWA Board of Directors.
Hold on. You want to talk about a Tennessee stud? I know about Robert Fuller being a Tennessee stud. I know what Robert Fuller is capable of doing. I just saw him take baseball bats. I just saw him take Coke bottles. I just saw him throw about 5 people outside the ring. But I can tell you this, Robert Fuller, you want to come back to Tennessee and grab some Tennessee fries because Texas is running roughshod all over your 5 states. I will tell you, and I'll tell Jeff Jarrett, that me and studying Steve Austin will take the Tennessee stud and put you out to pasture and show everybody here in 5 states or in the USWA that we're not here to let the Tennessee stud or Jeff Jarrett take anything away from us. You tell him that.
All right, we'll tell him that, but just be careful in case he might hear him say batter up. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we want to take a moment here to bring you up to date on the action coming up at the Pipkin Building Monday night at the fairgrounds. Parking is free, of course, remember that. And 7:30 is when it all begins. Pipkin Building, Monday night at 7:30. Be there on time because the opening match of the night is going to be Danny Davis. Nightmare Danny Davis goes against Keith Roberson in the opening match. Following that, the World Light Heavyweight title will be on the line. Night Train Jackson. Night Train held the belt briefly, but lost it again to El Grande Pistolero. Pistolero is the current champion, will be putting the belt on the line, and Night Train Jackson gets another shot at it. Night Train, very promising young wrestler in the USWA. Then, hair versus hair match, and this one there must be a winner, as Uptown Bruno, once again, will be going against JC Ice Baby, also known as Jamie Dundee, of course. Bruno and JC will be going at each other, hair against hair. You're going to see a haircut there because there must be a winner Monday night. Then, first tag team match of the evening, a superstar, Bill Dundee, will be teamed with Steve Kern. The superstar and Gator will be going against the Texas Hangmen. J.C. Ice will be in the Hangman's corner. We just saw something about that alliance a little bit later on when J.C. he just set his dad up. That's all there was, and called the Hangman out here, and they jumped him from behind. Well, J.C. will be in their corner as Dundee and Kern will be teamed against him Monday night at the Pipkin Building. Then, special challenge match as Jeff Jarrett and his mystery partner, Robert Fuller, no longer a mystery, by golly. It's going to be the Tennessee stud with Jeff Jarrett Rather strange alliance, as Robert Fuller himself admitted that he was shocked when he got the phone call. But he does respect Jeff Jarrett. Jeff says he certainly respects Fuller after seeing some of the things that he had done to him over the years. So it's a strange alliance, but a tough alliance, as Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller will be going against Dr. Tom Prichard and Steve Austin. It will definitely be that Tennessee Pride against the Texans on Monday night at the Pitkin Building. Then, main event of the night. Super grudge match of the year. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Boy, he has said time and time again he wants to get at Eric Embry. He wants to get at him for several reasons. One of them being, he said, he's sidetracked his career. He sidetracked his route first for the Southern Heavyweight title and then for a world title match. And he can't concentrate on anything until he can get rid of Eric Embry. Embry in here with that Texas macho. You know, all these Texas things that started happening, we didn't have this great problem until Embry himself showed up. I think Embry is the root of all the problem right there. As Embry will have Tojo in his corner to go against hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. That should be some kind of main event. And boy, if the action that's been going on the last few weeks is any indication, that main event should be a continuation of some wild, wild action. 7:30 is when it all begins at the Pitkin Building, Monday night at the Fairgrounds. Make your plans to be there if you can. I was speaking of Embry, Embry going against the King, Jerry Lawler, and we started to update you on that Lawler situation. More about that in a moment. First, though, let's take a look at some of the action as Jerry Lawler was going against Eric Embry.
Lawler, big right fist to Eric Embry, the Texas champion. Lawler off the ropes for momentum, puts Embry down again. The King right behind Embry. Spins him around, runs his head right into the steel cage. Runs his head all across the fence. Lawler turns Embry around, has his head busted wide open. Runs his head into the cage a third time as Lawler stands and awaits the Texas champion. Lawler boots to the midsection. Embry, out of nowhere, just jumps up, starts firing away on Lawler. Headbutt. Embry, a sudden burst of energy as the adrenaline pump going. Fires away on the King. Referee Frank Morrell saying, wait a minute, don't do it. Embry trying to power drive Lawler. Frank Morrell holding him back, not letting him do it. Gives Lawler the opportunity to get a second win. Lawler firing away, rights and lefts flying, coming in, connecting with Embry's head. Lawler puts Embry down. Lawler back up into the square circle. Embry meets him with a clothesline. Puts him down hard. Embry, another clothesline. Embry firing away. Lawler says, wait a minute. Snatches him in a headlock. Embry runs him right into referee Frank Morrell as they collide. Embry picking Lawler. Pile driver. Lawler going down low now. Sets Embry up. Sets him up for the pile driver. Slams his head right down into the canvas. Lawler making it up to his feet. Pulls Embry up. Fires another right. Lawler firing away on Embry in the corner. Embry scoots Lawler down. Puts his feet on the bottom rope. Count of two. Referee Frank Morrell sees Embry's feet on the rope. Pulls him off of him. Tojo Yamamoto from the outside slides a folding metal chair up under the cage. Embry puts it right across Lawler's back. Lawler reaching down deep inside. The resiliency, the staying power of the King. Pulls the strap down. Fires away on Embry. Lawler fired up. Puts Embry down again. Embry out meets the fence of Mr. Lawler. Lawler backs him into the turnbuckle. Chokes him. Referee Frank Morrell trying to get in to break him out of the corner. Both men turn around. That referee Frank Morrell and start battling it out again. Embry goes down low, takes Lawler off of his feet. Look out, Frank Morrell. Embry picks Morrell up. Pile driver. Way down on top of his head in the ring. Lawler picks the chair up. Just throws it at Embry. Lawler going after the Texas champion. Referee Frank Morrell down after being pile drive. Tom Prichard with a belt. Prichard choking away. Get over there. Lawler choking away on Prichard. Prichard chokes away on Lawler with the belt. Embry with that metal chair just beating away on him. And there at that metal chair, putting it over the top of the head of Lawler. Lawler in bad shape, needing some help out here. Embry pounding away with the chair. Some help can get in here. As Embry continues to pound away. Steve Curry climbs over the top of the cage to try to get out to Lawler.
Another match coming up here in just a moment. Take a look at the action coming up right here as the Scorpion is standing in the ring right now. And here comes Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert. Hot stuff with the flames on the warm-up jacket. He steps into the ring. Referee Poor, look out. Scorpion jumps him. Boy, we have seen that happen once before here today. And let me tell you, it didn't work out too well for the person who did the jumping. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. Well, didn't work out too well for the Scorpion either. This one is over in a flash, about 22 seconds it looks like. 22 seconds. And a win for Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert coming this way. Eddie, that didn't take long. I know you got your mind on some other things, though.
Dave, you know, for the past few weeks, a lot has happened in my life. A lot has happened to change the course of my thinking about a lot of things. Two guys that I want to speak of very quickly that have gained a lot of respect from me that I never thought I'd stand out here and say are Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. Jeff Jarrett, I want to say you're a little bit tougher than what I thought you was, but you're also the Southern Heavyweight Champion. I'm fixing to be talking about standing in line and waiting on something. I want you to know, Jeff, you and I, sooner or later, have a date with destiny. I'm not talking about a girl either. You're the Southern Heavyweight Champion. Sooner or later, I want a shot, no matter who it is. Jerry Lawler, the doctors have told him that he can't wrestle right now. That's fine. But as soon as you're well, and as soon as you're 100%, because I don't want you any less, I want a shot at the World Heavyweight title. But before I can do any of that, before I can do anything, Dave, I've had to stand and wait because Jerry Lawler wanted a part of Eric Embry, so the promoters let him have his way. Well, now, Eric, I've waited week in, week out, because, man, I wouldn't be thinking the way I'm thinking right now if it hadn't been for you. If you hadn't slapped me upside the head and got me to thinking a little bit, because I want to say something to these people, too. These people, when the going got tough, they didn't have to stand behind me because they didn't know whether to trust me or not. But I want to tell you this. You've been there for me. I'm going to be there for you from now on. It all started with Eric Embry, and it's going to end with Eric Embry.
Well, Eddie, we've got some videotape. Maybe we could take a look at the videotape, and you could stay here. We could comment on it as some of the things that have gone on in recent weeks, as a matter of fact. All right, here's Embry, right here.
We had been partners up to that point that night. Eric was thinking I was a loser of the match, calling me a loser, calling me that. I did the mistake by turning my back on him. He had jumped me right there. He had posted me, Dave. He had me bleeding. At this point, I didn't know what to do or what to think because I hadn't been out there with a partner like that. Eric Embry had been talking about Texas all up to that time. He had been down in Tennessee. I didn't really care anything about it at that time. I thought having a partner going after world tag titles, who at that time the champions were Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, I didn't really care. But he kept on, he started getting to me, and this is what happened right here. I let my guard down, I let my shield down, and then right here, I think, was the next week after that.
Yeah, that's where you were teamed with Lawler.
That's right, the first time, history-making thing. Jerry Lawler and myself partners. I had Eric Embry beat. He had pulled out something, I had pulled out something, I had hit him. And then as it went on, as everyone knows, if we can show that, they're coming to a part here, a cage match. I don't know, they have it, yes. And me and my brother Doug hadn't been getting along too well because he thought I was taking the wrong road. He thought I was being buddies with Lawler and Jarrett, and I hadn't been. I didn't really know whether to count on Doug, and Doug had come down to help me this night.
That was him that just got pile-driven on the floor.
I was handcuffed to the ropes that night and had to watch my brother being apologized after he came down to help me. He hadn't even been talking to me up to that point. And that kind of makes you feel weird when a family member of yours is outside being double-teamed and you're handcuffed to something and can't get down to help him. That's what kind of guys we're talking about. That's the kind of guys we're dealing with. But I am just the man. You don't have to call anybody else. You don't have to get anybody else. Because you see, boys, I'm a Tennessee boy. I was reared in Lexington, Tennessee.
All right,
what?
Come on.
Is that right?
Embry out. And Gilbert doesn't back up an inch. He just went right for it. Look out, look out. There goes Prichard and stunning Steve Austin. We got 3 against 1. Tojo leading cheers back in the corner. Come on. Embry just came out here yelling. Oh, my goodness, it got him cut open. They smacked him in Embry hit him in the top of the head with that belt. That's what happened. He cut him open. The Texans triple teaming. Oh, and that briefcase of Tojo's. Yeah, thank goodness. Here comes Eddie Marlin. Eddie Marlin out. I think Eddie just told him you hit him one more time, everybody's suspended. Yeah, let's get him out of here. Eddie Gilbert cut up by the Texans and a triple team here. There they go, though. We're fine. Let's get him out of here. Let's get Eddie some help. We'll be back here in just a moment. Mickey J is in the ring, and Tojo Yamamoto is leading a flamboyant Eric Embry back into the area. This time legally he's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here for this match. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Hey, you've already taken care of Eddie Gilbert, unfortunately, out here. Not by yourself, though, I'd point out. You had to have help. It was a triple team out here. That's how you got Eddie Gilbert. When it's 1 against 1, maybe a totally different story, Eric Embry. Embry against Mickey J. Got him back in the corner. Referee Paul Neighbors here. Tojo Yamamoto's got him distracted. Oh, look out. Embry with a pile driver. Oh, yeah, now he's telling the referee, yeah, I just slammed him here. Come on. Count it. He hit him with a pile driver, an illegal pile driver. Well, Embry gets the 3 count. His hand raised. Referee didn't see what happened because Tojo had him restricted. Yeah.
Do you see what's all over the floor?
Yes, I do. I saw it took 4 of you to do it.
Oh, get off of it, Dave, man. I retired the King, Jerry Lawler. You're hiding behind your doctors, man. You're hiding behind your doctors. They say he can't wrestle. Well, you saw the tape. Why he can't wrestle? Because I beat his brains out. And the same thing is going to happen to you hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. You know, Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert this. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert that. Man, I ain't afraid of you, Eddie Gilbert. I ain't afraid of anybody. What are you saying? What's he saying? All right, hot stuff. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, get him over here. Come on over here.
Leave him alone. He can say what he wants to. He's
Shut up. What's your problem, man? What's your problem? I think you're an Eddie Gilbert fan or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an Eddie Gilbert fan?
Yeah.
Eddie Gilbert's probably your best friend in the whole world, man.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, Eddie Gilbert. You're probably from Tennessee, too, ain't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm proud of it.
Oh, what are you proud to be from Tennessee?
Yeah.
He's proud to be from Tennessee. Eddie Gilbert's friend, proud to be from Tennessee. Man, that proves my theory, Dave Brown, that all you Tennessee people are a bunch of goofs, man. You come to fight Eddie Gilbert's battles for him. You come to fight Eddie Gilbert's battles.
Yeah, if I have to.
Oh, you want to fight me?
Yeah,
Go
I
here,
have to.
go here, man.
Hey, come on, Eric. Embry slapping John Gillum, who's just Eddie's friend. Oh, my goodness, throw him in the ring. This group of Texans, let me tell you. Now here comes Tom Prichard. For heaven's sake. John can't weigh 130 pounds. And Embry grabs him, got him up on the ropes. Prichard helping him set. Oh, my goodness. A pile driver on John. John is just out here expressing his opinion, trying to defend his friend. You guys got to feel real good about yourselves right now. Eric Embry and Tom Prichard. I can't believe it. Here comes Eddie. They hit John with a pile driver off the ropes. Absolutely no excuse for what those guys were out here doing. Bill Dundee and Danny Davis. Here comes Eddie Marlin. Eddie's calling for the stretcher. That's a wise move. Let's be careful with his neck. Here comes Eddie Gilbert.
No! Nobody! Look! You got my brother John! You can say that, Embry! He's a wrestler, he's a big boy! When he got into wrestling, he had to take that shit, just like I did, and just like any wrestler here today did! He's not a wrestler! That's my friend John! He's not a wrestler, boy! You don't lay one finger on him! I said a while ago, I haven't been the hot stuff Eddie Gilbert that everybody hated! Well, listen to me, boy, and listen good! I've got you! There's no way you can run from me now! It's already done! You're mine! For one thing, this week, I'm going to be Chef Boyardee, and I want you to be cooked well done!
Eddie Gilbert, where are you back? Review the Memphis card coming up here in just a moment. But first, a special reminder for all of you championship wrestling fans. Be sure to make note that we are going to be on earlier than normal for the next several weeks. Rather than being at 11 o'clock next week, we will be on at 10:30. 10:30 next week. If you have tickets to be with us here live, you'll want to make plans accordingly to be here a half hour earlier than the time that's printed on the ticket. So remember, we air next week at 10:30. Taking on even more significance in just the last few minutes here. Eddie Gilbert, hot stuff, going against Eric Embry. Embry will have Tojo Yamamoto in his corner. And we had Eddie out here, and we were running down some of the video that had happened in past weeks. And that Eddie was thrilled to finally be able to get Eric Embry 1-against-1 in the main event match Monday night. And then what does Embry do? He comes out here and doesn't just insult. I mean, he could get away with that as Eddie's friend John was defending Eddie. And what does Embry do? He slaps him, throws him in the ring, and then puts a pile driver on him. coming off the middle rope up there. Eddie Gilbert was about as unhappy as I have ever seen him, and look out Monday night at the Pipkin building for that grudge match, which will be coming up as the main event. 7:30 again is when it all begins. Parking will be free. Let's take just a moment right here and see if we can get superstar Bill Dundee and Steve Kern to come by and talk a little bit about their tag team match that they've got coming up with the Texas Hangmen team. There's Bill and Steve Kern right here, headed this way. Yeah. Tell you who the crowd's for. Steve, you guys have got these rugged hangmen coming up.
That's right. You know, this is not going to be my first experience, Dave Brown. Last week at the Pipkin Center, I had my first taste of the hangman. But I'm going to refresh a lot of people's memories in here. I'm going to date myself back. I'm going to date myself back to when I first came to Tennessee. I came right off of the cable channel 17 in Atlanta, and I came here and I found Bill Dundee. I found a man that had a reputation in this state as never giving up, never quitting. He'd fight a snake if you held it long enough. Well, let me tell you something, Hangman. I've watched everything going on here, and I'm on ready, brother. I didn't come up here for the sun because I haven't seen some sun since I left Florida. I come up here to kick somebody's brains in. Now, Eric Embry, you've dodged me. You overweight bottle of milk, cellulite. You can stay out of my way as long as you think you can, but sooner or later you're going to cross my path. Hangman, let me tell you something. Wearing those belts is a privilege and an honor that is about to be removed from you. The only thing I want to know is how come you didn't slap that kid of yours a long time ago, Bill Dundee? And another thing is, am I going to be able to trust you in that corner like I used to trust you?
You can trust me, Steve, and I ain't got much to say, but I'm going to say this to you, Jamie Dundee, and I want you to listen up good, son. Monday night, your hair's on the line against Downtown Bruno's, and this is all I got to say to you, and you take it any way you want. There comes a time in a man's life when a man got to do what a man got to do, and I'm going to see you Monday.
Bill Dundee, Steve Kern, they'll be going against the Texas Hangmen in a tag team match. We'll be back with action here when we return. 924, they will give you all the information about that. Again, 1-901-358-2924. Championship Marketing. Right there, the Night Train is here. Night Train Jackson around. He's all aboard, he says. Nightmare Danny Davis going to be his partner here today. A couple of fine wrestlers standing in the wrestling ring right now. Coming this way. Big, mean holders of the world tag team titles. The Texas Hangmen, Killer and Psycho. And they've got J.C. Ice in their corner with them. He's got one of those hangman's nooses and the cowbell on the other end. Expiration of time match coming up. 1 fall, 3 or 4 falls. Depends on the time. Referee Paul Neighbors with his work cut out for him here today. Got an enthusiastic team over on one side, and you've got a team that's just mean on the other side. 2 champions I've got, says JC. He's very proud of those world belts.
I got me 2 champions, man.
I hear what you're saying.
Take care of these belts, Dave Brown. You take care of these belts.
We'll take care of the belts. Don't worry about it, JC. You just stay out of the match. How about it? Referee Paul Neighbors calls for the bell. He's been having trouble getting one of the hangmen out of the ring. Well, we're finally to 1 against 1. A hangman against Danny Davis as we get this one underway. Danny Davis round behind. Nice move. Boy, in Davis and Night Train Jackson, you have got a couple of fine athletes. Across the way in the Texas Hangman, you have got incredible size, strength, and a couple of wrestlers who don't mind doing anything in order to win the match. JC complaining to the referee that Danny Davis was pulling tights, I think. Not once, but twice. Davis whipped across the ring into the turnbuckles. He bounces once and falls back. The Hangman right there to nail him with a forearm. Danny catches himself on the rope. Got him down. 1, 2, no, only a 2 count. Danny Davis with a great quick move off the rope. But he wasn't able to hold it for a count of 3. There's another good move by Davis. And a drop kick. And the Hangman is away from his corner. There's the tag by Danny on Night Train. Night Train Jackson up on the middle rope. Here he comes. He grabs the Hangman. Wraps up that left arm, but look out. Texas Hangman turns and very calmly jabbed his fingers in Night Train Jackson's eyes. Oh, boy. The Hangman staggered by the headbutt. Night Train Jackson says, hey, come on. You can do that all day if you want to. Yeah, that's one of his patented moves. Texas Hangman's head into the turnbuckle. Nice drop kick by Night Train. He picks the Hangman up, wraps that left arm over to the corner. The tag on Danny Davis. Night Train. Danny Davis got something going here. Well, they drop down on the upper arm of the Hangman. Davis off the ropes, ducks under, leaps over, steps over. Oh, my goodness. What happened? He hit him in the kneecap, it looks like. Danny just grabbing his knee as he went by the Texas Hangman again. I didn't see exactly what happened, but obviously he has done some damage to the left knee of Danny Davis. Now the Hangman switching in and out. Difficult to tell which is which when they get into the action and start switching in and out of the ring like that. Danny Davis off the rope, hit by the upper arm. Oh, and the Hangman goes over, takes a swipe at Night Train Jackson, who starts in after him, but the referee sends him back out. Meanwhile, that allows the Hangman to double team Danny Davis. DDT. Danny Davis finding the going tough here as the Hangman got things rolling their way. And it all started when one of them poked Night Train Jackson in the eye. Up until that point, there's a count of 1. Yep, only a 2 count. Danny Davis hanging in there. Up till that point, Danny and Night Train had looked really, really good. It looked like they might be on their way to an upset. Right now, the Hangman have definitely gained the upper hand. Down to 1, 2. Danny Davis puts the boot on the bottom rope. JC over to throw the foot off the rope, but too late. The referee had already stopped the count. Now the Hangman, boy, goes for a cover again. Count of 2. This time he kicked out. Did he kick out in time? No, yeah, just a 2 count. Just a 2 count. The referee ruled that before the 3 count fell, Danny had the shoulder up. Danny going for the sunset. Can't get him off his feet. Good effort by Danny Davis, but it was not to be as the Hangman stood his ground. And they double up on Danny again. JC, well, he just, what an irritating kid he is. Yelling and screaming and complaining. Both wrestlers hit the mat. Danny Davis over to the corner, gets the tag on Night Train. Here he comes. He's been watching this. He goes after the Hangman. Both of them step in there, though. Look out. JC distracting the referee all the way across the ring. Night Train, Night Train throws the Hangman into the referee. Referee Paul Neighbors involved in the collision here. Night Train with a good drop kick. And another one. Meanwhile, down on the floor, JC, Danny Davis going at each other, and referee Paul Neighbors trying to keep them separate. Oh, my goodness. The Hangman hung onto the rope. And Night Train Jackson, who was going for the drop kick, hit nothing but air. And, boy, when that happens, that is tough on you. You're all stretched out. You're prepared to push off on your opponent when you hit him, and he's not there. There's a count of 1, 2. This one is wrapped up. Great effort from the team of Danny Davis and Night Train Jackson, but in the end, it's the rugged Texas Hangman with an assist being distracted, the referee being distracted by JC, the Hangmen are going to walk away from here with a first fall victory. 5 minutes, 55 seconds of time. Yeah, I know you're very happy about the way that first fall came out. Texas, he says. Let's check our time. We'll be back with you in a moment. Boy, what a match we got going on here with Danny Davis and Night Train Jackson really getting something going in here in that first fall against the Hangmen before the Hangmen finally wind up with a second fall victory. Well, here they come walking back. I don't know what they're doing out here. We don't need them out here right now. I want to tell you about the action that's coming up around the territory. We've got some action coming up Saturday night, April 27th in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This will be at the Earl Bell Community Center. 8 o'clock is wrestling time. The Earl Bell Community Center on Church Street. Box office will be open that day at 3 o'clock. Tickets on sale for the action in Jonesboro, Arkansas on Saturday the 27th. On Thursday, May 9th, USWA action will be at Germantown High School. 7:30 will be the time. Tickets are on sale at the City Hall, and you buy your tickets in advance and save $1. That one benefits the Bobby Dodd Organ Transplant Fund, too. Very worthy cause for a great night of action coming up in Germantown on Thursday, May 9th. And coming soon, there will be USWA action in Batesville, Mississippi, Middleton, Tennessee, Kennett, Missouri, Turrell, Arkansas, and Clarksdale, Mississippi. That's the action coming up. Nothing like live action. Be sure to be there when it's in your area. We'll be back with more with the Hangmen when we return. There's J.C. Ice Baby, also known as Texas. Yeah. Back into the area right now, Night Train Jackson and Danny Davis. The Texas Hangmen grabbing Night Train immediately. The Hangmen got a victory in the first fall, but it did not come easily. The team of Danny Davis and Night Train Jackson gave a good accounting of themselves and may have been on their way to a victory, but for distraction of the referee by J.C. Ice and some double teaming by the Texas Hangmen. The Hangmen walked out of here. They've got the first fall won. So all they have to do now is avoid losing the second fall. The Hangmen, boy, what a tough one. As we said earlier, they wear the World Tag Team titles. They have had them for some time now and have been able to hang on to them. There's Night Train Jackson. Night Train this week gets a chance to go for the light heavyweight belt. He'll be wrestling as a single in that one. There's a slam by Night Train, and the Hangman gets the upper arm. Hangman lying on the mat. Night Train picks him up. Calls for Danny Davis. And the Nightmare, Danny Davis, goes to work. Oh, my goodness. The Hangman, boy, did he smack him in the eye. Wandering around the ring, J.C. Ice Baby, who I can't help every time I see him, I think of spoiled brat Jamie Dundee. May end up getting his hair cut come Monday night. He'll be going against Bruno in a match, and it's going to be a haircut. There has to be a winner in that one. You can see that head of hair bobbing around in the picture from time to time. Maybe as your last look at it. Referee Paul Neighbors trying his best to keep things straight here. It is difficult to tell the Texas Hangmen apart, and they, from time to time, one will just wander in without the benefit of tagging the other. Yeah, Davis had his hair pulled. Referee suspects as much, but the Hangman, you see him shaking his head. No, I didn't pull his hair. They're still going. We got about a minute and a half left. About a minute and a half left in the time limit. Time beginning to wind down here. Danny Davis and Night Train would like to put together a quick offense, get themselves a victory, and walk out of here with a draw against the Texas Hangmen. Quite a feather in their cap if they could do that. Right now doesn't look good. The Hangmen unrelenting as he heads after Danny Davis. Grabs him, pulls him back over to the corner, and now this time the Hangmen do make a tag. Oh, listen to the Hangmen smacking Danny Davis with that hand. Look at Danny coming back, though, with the right hand. And now he slaps him with the open hand across the chest. And a payback time there. Danny Davis going after him. We got about 30 seconds left, and we're going to have to ring the bell as we're very close to our time expiration here for television. The action still going. JC holding Danny Davis from outside. Shoulders were down. Danny had the shoulders down. The referee didn't get the count started. That's going to have to do it. That's going to be the time right there. The time is up. The Hangmen are going to have themselves a hard-won victory here, 1-0 over the team of Night Train Jackson and Danny Davis. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back to sort it all out when we return. I'm just looking at the action here today, and it's another one of those days where the Texans have all been victorious. Eric Embry, boy, he came out here, and I'm still upset about what he did to John, Eddie Gilbert's friend John, who was just yelling at Embry. That's all. He wasn't using any profane language or anything. He was just yelling and defending Eddie Gilbert, and Embry called him over, and that would have been okay too if Eric just wanted to talk to him. But slaps him, throws him in the ring, beats up on him. Hit him with a pile driver from off the middle rope there. Well, Eddie Gilbert will have his chance to get back at Mr. Embry come Monday night at the Pipkin Building. We're all out of time. We hope you'll be joining us next week. Remember the special time, 10:30. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.